What is going on, guys? It is Blink here, back with a new guide. Now, in this guide, I'm going to be teaching you guys some insanely good tips and tricks that revolve around box fighting. Now, before we do get started, I haven't been plugging in my creator code into these videos at all, and if these guides and videos do help out and you guys want to support me, then I'd appreciate you guys using my code, which is Blink.YT. And thanks guys in advance. Also, thanks to everybody that does use my code, as it does help me out a lot. And I'm pretty sure I have to say #ads, so there's that. Anyways guys, let's get started. Now, this first trick is an insane trick created by Ryu Zanami, so credits to him. I'll link his YouTube in the description if you guys do want to check him out. So this trick allows you to phase through your cone and take a shot at your opponent while instantly taking cover back to the cone. This is such a good trick, especially because after taking a shot, you don't need to reset your edit, potentially not being fast enough with the reset, or even messing it up and ending up taking damage. Basically what I'm saying is that you reset the edit, then you pull out the pump and take a shot as you're phasing through the cone. You'll then be pushed back into your box, not needing to do another reset. This is also insanely good when an opponent is trying to take your cone and floor. It's an easy surprise attack with honestly no risk of taking damage, simply because it's so unique. So let's get into how you can do this trick yourself. You'll edit 2 right side floor squares or left depending on where you're standing. You'll then edit 1 back square of your cone, and you'll line yourself up slightly behind the white rope. We'll be using the rope as a reference point to help you guys master this technique. The goal is to jump at the highest point in the box, which would be the middle of the cone. So you'll jump, and a split second after jumping, hold W. Once you're at the peak of your jump, you'll reset the cone edit and your character model will fly forward, phasing through the cone, allowing you to take a shot as you get thrown back into your box. The key is to make sure you're not resetting the cone edit too early in order for the phasing to work. Now, this does take a good chunk of time to learn, and it can be frustrating at first, although I'd say if you put 2 good hours into creative, you'll get used to the timing and the character placement quite easily. As a bonus guys, you can also place a trap instead of taking a shot, which is very useful for a quick 150 damage. The best part is that it's basically guaranteed damage if you do end up placing the trap, because after placing it, edit yourself up and box your opponent under your stairs. By the time you've done all that, he's already taken damage from the trap. So your focus now would be to hold the floor, that way he can't break out. If you've still got him trapped, a few side traps would do the job, or just add one on the roof and flip your stairs for the finisher. Moving on, we've got a similar technique, but instead of getting pushed back into your box, you'll get flung forward outside the cone. This would be useful if you've got max HP and you'd want to go for a shotgun shot while not allowing your opponent to box up away from you. This just allows you to get that quick finisher after the first initial shotgun shot. Now, to perform this technique, it's still a little unknown the best way of doing it consistently, but I'll let you guys know a few things I've been able to figure out to help you guys perform it a little more often. So position yourself to where you'd stand normally on the first method I taught, which was behind the rope. Now, take 1 step forward. You'll still be behind the rope, just a little closer to it. Yes, it's kind of confusing at first, but you'll get used to the positioning once you figure out how to do the first pyramid phasing trick, which is why I suggest you guys practice these in the order I've explained them in. Now, the main key difference is to hold W with your jump key. So instead of delaying it like I explained in the first trick, you'll want to hold both at the same time. This will give you more of a forward momentum compared to the R shape you get from the first trick. You'll still apply the pyramid delay reset just like you did in the first trick, but you'll want to delay it just as long. This will make your character model hit the top of his head into the pyramid a slight millisecond longer before you reset it. And yes, I understand these milliseconds or seconds won't seem like they'd help, because it's hard to differentiate them both when you're editing and resetting. But I promise you that it'll start to make more sense once you've tried both techniques. To basically sum it up, when I say a millisecond longer, it just means to delay a tiny bit longer compared to the last method. Once again, everything will make sense once you've mastered the first technique and have moved on to the second one. Now, this next trick is a bonus trick that I've wanted to add, as it's a really good one. This trick was done by a player named King during one of his streams, and if you don't know who King is, well, he's a player that did very well during the Fortnite World Cup. He was known for basically W-keying every single player during the World Cup, which was crazy to watch. Tuning into his stream, I was able to find a clip of him using this trick I'll be showing you guys. Now, I'll get into this trick first. So, if you have a player in your box, and maybe editing for a shot isn't the best play to do in your situation, whether it's because you've got low health or other reasons, well, this trick is a cheeky way of getting that player out of your box without taking any initial initial damage. As this player is inside your box, you'll want to edit 3 pieces of your floor and quickly edit your ramp piece to a single. Your opponent will then fall, and you can either go for a shot as he's falling, or he might actually just fall to his death depending on how high you both are. This is just a great trick to use whether you want your opponent out of your box or you just want to get off a cheeky shot. This is also a trick you never see in game, which is why it's so effective to pull off and why I've included it in this guide. Now here's a clip of King executing it perfectly. Opponent gets into King's box and he builds a ramp while placing a trap to try to put on some damage. Unfortunately, the trap doesn't work out, so King goes for the play. He edits the floor and he edits his ramp, then he goes for the final shot to finish off his opponent. Opponent absolutely does not expect this play at all, and he just wasn't ready for it. As I said, you can pull this off in a game pretty easily because nobody does it. I repeat, you do not see people do this at all, so it's just another great trick to put into your creative routine. Well guys, that's it for this guide. 2 insanely great techniques to master which revolve around box fights. Both are perfect to add to your creative building routine, and both will take some time to become comfortable with. Now, I do have a few more tricks that I've been practicing on top of these, although it'll take some time to get a video out on them, because as you guys know, I don't just show the tricks, I explain exactly every single step to the T on the best ways to perform all these tricks. That way you guys have an easier and faster time learning them. Anyways guys, thank you for watching, and hope you have a great rest of your day and night, and I'll see you on the next one.